Good morning. We are going to do a little reading. I don't know what cards we're going to use. I don't know. I just felt like we're supposed to. So I think we're going to use these and these and these. And these. Those. Oh, yeah, okay. It might be. We might be done. This might be it. Okay. Where do we start? Maybe these. Okay. These are the Tarot of the Abyss. My second favorite deck. Oyana siano tuyana kayana siano tuyano oyana kayana siano tuyano oyana. Okay, first card, Knight of Cups. Look at him. He is adjusting the sails, isn't he? Okay. Adjusting the sails. I feel like we're supposed to do from these two. These are from Mystical Shaman Oracle, but we do have a chunk of these. These are the ones we're doing our automatic writing series with. So this isn't the full deck. But apparently there's a card in here that we need, so we are going with it. Oyana kayana siano tuyano oyana isiano tuyano oyana kiano. Oopsies. And we have the medicine wheel, which is fun because our tarot card of the month is the Wheel of Fortune. So, and I always kind of like to say that the tarot card of the month is like, it feels like it's automatically represented in the reading too, right? All right. So there's that. Let's just take a second though. Close your eyes. Take a nice deep breath in through the nose. Big sigh out the mouth. Connecting with Mother Earth. Grounding in with her. Breathing in. And out. Connecting with Father Sun. Connecting with your crown. Pulling down that source light energy straight through your crown, asking for cleansing, clearing, and aligning, that we may be able to receive and give this message free of ego, free of past, present, or future ego stories, and so free of distortion. Breathing in and out, in, out. Putting our attention and intention on our heart space, pulling these two energies together of divine feminine, divine masculine, and sending those energies out to help us have a beautiful, balanced energy throughout our whole energy field. Breathing in. In. Don't be afraid to make noise with your exhale. You can roll your shoulders, you can stretch your neck. I know this is different than what you don't typically get for YouTube video reading, but you know, screw typical, right? Stretch, stretch, stretch. Oh, stretch. Okay. Calling in our angels and our guides, calling in Jesus, Mary, Mary Magdalene, and Kali too. Calling in our highest of higher love and light to be here with us together today to help us receive and to give the exact messages in which we are meant to receive for our highest good. Also calling in archangels Michael, Metatron, Uriel, Azrael, Gabriel, Raphael, Shemuel, and Ezekiel to be here with us together today to be keep this space a sacred space, cleansed and cleared of all energy that does not belong here, and amplifying all energy that does. Oyana kayana siano tuiana kayana siano tuiano oyana isiano tuiano oyana kiano tuiano oyana kiano oyana siano oyana. May we receive and give all things through our heart space. They say yana kayana siano tuiano oyana isiano tuiano oyana, meaning speak from your heart, listen with your heart. Ooh, amen. So it is. I feel like we could be done. All right, but we're not going to be. We're going to keep going. And I feel like we need to pull another one from the Tarot of the Abyss. I love that medicine wheel image. Oyena kayana siana tuyana oyena. 10 of Wands. Look at all that you are carrying. All right, so we're going to do that. And we're going to do, I think we might be done with this one. Put that there. Pull from this one. This is from the Ancient Stones Oracle by Rebecca Campbell. Iyanaka yana siano tuiana oyana. Isiano tuiana oyana. Sisiano tuiana oyana. A few of these are out as well because this is from our, this is what we're using right now for our card of the day. Iana siano tuiana oyana kayana siano oyana. The road is clear. You know what to do. Walk it your way. Yes, I love that image. It's so pretty. Pretty, pretty. And then now we are pulling from, this is the Green Witches Oracle deck. Yay. This is one I got for my birthday. Oyana kayana siano tuyano oyana kayana siano tuyano oyana. The B, community, cooperation, sweetness. Yes. Busy bee, busy bee. Okay, let's put these up. Okay, let's see. What are we thinking? Is that everything? Okay, I think that might be it. Although I keep thinking about this other deck, but I don't feel like we're supposed to pull from it yet, if we are at all. So we're not going to. Okay. Iana suyano tuyano kuyano tuyano oyana siano tuyano oyana kayana siano tuyano oyana. So the way these are laid out, because they're the way I do I don't do like typical spreads. I let them like just kind of guide me in where I put the cards, and then I kind of pay attention to where everything is, because that can have meaning in itself. Like this is the one right in the middle, and then to the right of that we have the medicine wheel, and then the Knight of Cups is to the right of that. To the left of the center card of the Ten of Wands is the road is clear, and then to the left of that is the B card. Okay, so let's go. Oyana kayana siano tuyana kayana siano tuyana oyana kayana siano tuyana oyana kayana siano tuyana oyana ikiano tuyana oyana siano tuyana oyana kiano tuyana oyana kayana siano tuyana oyana ikiano tuyana oyana siano tuyana oyana siano oyana ayana kayana siano tuyana oyana kiano tuyana oyana. They keep just saying the way is clear, but also, okay, there's two things. Like, so those two things are going together really, like, so see like how he's on the path and how she's on the path, right? Look how he's facing forward. She's like turned away, like walking away, not just kind of eyes on where she's going. So I feel like, so that's important. So what they're saying is they're starting out by just saying like the time is past for overthinking everything, for overthinking every single minute detail. So the time has passed, the time has passed, the time has passed for that. Like you've been like, it feels like they're showing like kind of like an explorer or an inventor that has their plans all over the table. They have their plans everywhere. They've mapped out everything. Every little detail is drawn out and lettered and numbered and referenced and triple checked, and everything is just, I mean, they have like really gone into over planning just because they don't want to make any mistakes whatsoever. They're like, I don't want to screw this up. But they're like, girl, you keep having your head down, doing all that, you're never going to step forward and into your role as XYZ. It is time to roll up those plans, stick them in your pack, and head out on your path. It's time to have eyes forward, heart forward, and let your heart lead the way now. You've learned what you needed to learn. You've studied what you needed to study. You've planned what you needed to plan. You've prepared to build what you need to build, and you know what you want to build. You know what you want to do. So now is the time to step into that role. And this is that energy of oyana kiano tuyano oyana. It's kind of like the energy of the Fool, because you feel like this is going to take a leap of faith, but it's not like the Fool goes and steps off that cliff with it's a full unknowing, it feels like sometimes, but this isn't quite like that. This is a leap of faith, yes, because you are putting all your eggs in the basket that you've made. And so your leap of faith is just having faith in yourself and holding that sacred, holding faith and coming to that knowledge that is sacred. Having faith in yourself is a sacred act. I love that. That we need to look at it as such, because instead of so flippantly, I don't think I'm saying the word right, but flippantly, instead of flippantly, like we look at having faith in ourselves is just like have self-courage. I mean, it's just like it's become just another affirmation. But this is having faith in yourself, what you're capable of, your knowledge, your know-how, and putting that knowledge and know-how into action is a sacred act and should be treated as such. And that is where this this medicine wheel comes in, this medicine wheel card comes in, and that's why these two things are sandwiching this one, because you're taking all of this, all of that you've learned, all that you've gathered, all the information you've gathered, everything, all of your planning, all of your everything, and you're putting you're taking that and you're turning that into this. Now you're going into the leap of faith, but it's more than that. It's this sacred act of connecting with yourself, connecting with your higher power, connecting with your higher self. And turning it into this sacred act of stepping into your power, of having faith in yourself by stepping into your power. You are stepping into your power. You are stepping into your power by having faith in yourself, in what is to come, knowing that you are fully capable. Because knowing that you are fully supported as well, you're not stepping off of a cliff all by yourself. Maybe have the eagle above you carrying, helping you carry the load. Maybe the hummingbirds guiding the way. We have all these different guides to help us to be able to. The universe is here to support us, but we need to, and that bringing those elements in, learning how to bring those elements in, and allowing them to help carry us, help us to carry the load, help us to carry that faith, and help us to teach us to have faith in ourselves and all that is. is part of this sacred, turning the mundane life into a sacred one, that into one that can be treasured, into one that can take this path of the drudgery of 9 to 5 and turn it into a sacred road that we are walking. And it doesn't even mean that, like, say you're a nurse. They're not saying that you can do this, you can have this scenario in the job that you're working right now without leaving that job. You can take, because it feels like you've been wanting to shift your focus, even though, because there's some that are like starting something new, like full new thing, and then they're just been waiting for somebody to come and shove them off the cliff because they're scared to make that first thing. And that's kind of what this is, more like a gentle push that they're doing, because they really want you to hold this time differently than any other time before. Every breath of this step to be one that you can feel in your heart and soul that you have earned, and that you have every right to be here in this space, in this place, taking this step forward. Whew, I try not to cry. But so they're saying too that this is also for the nurses and the teachers and the firefighters and the police and all the different people that are, they're like, but I'm in the role that I know I'm supposed to be in, but I've been wanting to make this shift of focus of instead of looking at it as the 9 to 5 grind, or those roles, those specific roles, is not 9 to 5, it's crazy hours, right? Shifting that into the sacred act that you know it is in your heart space, then that's a whole like shifting of perspective too, right? That's where this Knight of Cups comes in, is sometimes it's just the shifting of the sails just a bit, to where it just changes the perspective. We need to change the perspective of what we're doing each day, of like, I'm not doing this. Maybe maybe you have started, you started because you wanted to help people, and then now it's like you're so stressed because of maybe the corporate part of it, or maybe because the cost of living, and you're just trying to put food on the table, and so you've lost the focus of the whole helping people part of it. You're just getting your paycheck at that point because you're just tired, right? Which is understandable. And they're saying they completely, totally understand and appreciate everything that you're doing, but they also want to help you because they know that your soul is crying out for this, is to help you shift back into, this is sacred work that you're doing. And sometimes that's all it is, that to be able to, that's all it takes for you to shift it, is the reminder of you are appreciated. We see you. We see what you're doing, and you are needed, and you are needed in this position. You are appreciated in this position. You are making, even when you don't see it, there's little things that you're doing each and every day that make big differences in people's lives, that they carry with them on to the next day, weeks, months, years to come, that they will then pass on to others to help other people. So you are absolutely appreciated for doing the work that you're doing. And know that it may feel like you're not making a difference, but you are completely making a difference. And just trying to think, the only tips that they have there with that is trying to help you shift it and to see it differently, is maybe just starting and ending the day differently, and to help you maybe in between those 2 points, maybe helping that to shift a little differently. So maybe starting the day, making even just a few minutes of prayer time, journal, which could come in journal form. It could come in reading a couple cards form. It could come in different forms for each and every one of us. But just taking a moment to light a candle, putting your intention out there, making little rituals, having little rituals, adding little rituals in through your day to help you remember your connection to all that is, to help you to remember why it is that you're doing what you're doing, even if you have the obstacles of the corporate people or whatever it is, the administration that you may not agree with, and I'm not, I guess I wasn't talking about the political aspect of that phrase, but maybe it's that as well. But it is that. So it could be that as well, on top of just the administration of, like, say, your hospital or whatever it is too. It could be multiple things, right, that are making your job harder than it should be, and that you want it to be, and causing that you to lose focus on the reasons why you started it and the reasons why you're still there, because you're still there for a reason. Because if deep down in your bones you didn't love it for whatever reason, you wouldn't still be there. And you may be like, well, I'm still here because I need a paycheck. Well, you can earn a paycheck other places. But there's a reason, if you really think about it, if you admit to yourself, there's a reason why you're in this specific role. So getting back to that, even if you need to make that your first little ritual, lighting the candle, asking the intention is, please help me remember, like, why the hell am I here? Why am I doing this still? Why am I needed in this position? Because I feel like I'm still needed in this position. Why? And how can I shift? Like, just ask for the help in the shifting of perspective. Ask and for guidance in all of things, in all things. Even when I'm putting a nail in the wall, I'm asking, I'm just saying, please guide me in all that I do. Please guide me in all that I do. Even putting a nail in the wall. And it's not saying that you're not going to mess up and have to move that nail every now and then. It happens. Maybe, and who knows the reasons behind that? Maybe you misheard, or maybe you just weren't listening at the time. But it doesn't mean that they weren't there. Okay, so turning our faith in ourself sacred, turning our daily lives, like remembering the sacredness in our daily lives, remembering our connection to all that is, to the elements and the power that they wield in this universe, all the different things, all of the helpers in this universe that are there, that may be able to help us and support us in our journeys, shifting perspectives, even if you're not going on a brand new path, shifting perspective of the path that you are on, changing the role that you play. Maybe you are meant to, like, change your role but stay within the same realm of what you're doing. Maybe you're being called to step up and lead in that. And you're just trying to find that courage and treating that courage. And again, going back to the sacred, having faith in yourself and what you have, your knowledge. Maybe all of this isn't building something new. This is something you've been building over the years. You've been a nurse or the firefighter or the whatever, a teacher or whatever it is, for years, building and gaining knowledge and know-how and experience. And it's just like something's pushing you, going, I'm supposed to be. There's this shift coming. There's a shift needed. And now this is your confirmation. We hear you. You are right. There is a shift needed. There is a shift coming, but you're going to have to be the one to take that step into this next part of your path. And that needs to include this sacred faith in yourself, knowing that you're fully capable. and fully ready to go. They're like, let's go. And you can do that. You can shift your role and step forward into this leadership role. You are fully capable in this. You've been thinking about it and thinking about it, or maybe just not knowing exactly what it was you were thinking about, but knowing that a shift needed to happen, but you didn't want to completely leave what you were doing. Maybe this is your push. It's time. Step into this different role. Step into this leadership role, or step into an adjacent role. Maybe you're doing this, but there's something adjacent to that you feel like that you should be stepping over adjacently to do that role instead. Feel into what is needed right now. But you are ready to do it. You have everything that it takes. You've gathered all of it, all of that wisdom and know-how over the time, and you're ready to do this. You're ready to make the shift. Let's turn it sacred and step forward into it. Next, and last but not least, we have the bee. Iana suiana kayana siano tuiano oiana. Isiano tuiano oiana kiano tuiano oiana. And they're just saying with this one that all roads aren't a piece of cake. Especially these days, a lot of them are not. They're hard, and they take work, and they take consistency, and they take showing up each and every day. If the bees didn't show up each and every day to do what they needed to do, they wouldn't have the hive. They wouldn't have the honey. They wouldn't have the nectar, all the things that they needed to run this whole system. And they are in charge of the whole system. So if they didn't show up every single day to do what they needed to do in a consistent, meaningful way, not a half-ass way where the hive is going to start drooping on one side, but keeping that place of working from your heart, of like true love. Like they're building the hive for love of community, building the hive of love of the queen, building the hive of love of what they're doing. We're assuming. I don't know. But and there are going to be days that you're not going to have as much muster behind your get up and go. That's fine. It's called being human. You can take rest days. You should take rest days. And you should take honor, again, keeping yourself and this whole life, this whole journey, this whole path, this whole road, treating it as sacred. Then you're going to honor your different cycles as well, right? You're going to start paying attention to your emotional cycles, your get up and go cycles, honoring your monthly cycles to where you can rest more during those phases that you need to rest more, and you can push through during the phases where you need to push through, push harder, because you have that extra oomph. Paying attention, honoring, respecting yourself and all that you do, not being so hard on ourselves whenever it comes to mistakes. You can't just because sometimes that can help us, that'll make us collapse and not be able to keep showing up if we keep hyper focusing on what we've done wrong. That's where our mindset is. It's not on moving forward. It's not on what I've done right. It's not on what is working. So we need to keep our focus there. Well, what is working? What have I done right? Let's build on that. Let's keep going forward on that instead of that one thing that went wrong. All right, that didn't work out so well. We'll just push that to the side. Because maybe it just didn't work out so well for now. So we're not saying that you're done with that book. You're just done with that book for now, and you're going to put that to the side. Right? In community, working together in all things. They're like, not all things. Some things are solo paths. Some of your paths are solo paths, and that's okay too. But just not forgetting that there is sacredness in connection as well. And there's a thread there that even those that are like solo, like journeyers, there's a thread there with connecting you and other solo journeyers, or even just other people that are doing other things. There's a thread there, and we need to hold that sacred as well, and we need to hold that connection as well. And we can, even if we're doing our own thing on the solo journey, and this is, I don't like say like you see these other people out there and they're collaborating and they're doing these big things together, right? You can honor and hold their spaces sacred and be like, that's amazing and that's a beautiful, while still holding yourself, your space and your journey and your path sacred, just as sacred as theirs. Even if it's solo, even if you feel in your heart like, that's not me. Both are good. Both are sacred. Both are beautiful and magical in their own ways, and both can be connected to that same thread, to where you can hold each other up in each of your own individualistic ways. This individual over here, very into collaborating and working together, and maybe even like working in an office where a multi-purpose office, maybe you maybe you're a massage therapist and you want to connect with somebody that does kinesiology, I don't know if that's the word, but or acupuncture, all the different things, and you're doing like, you're getting a whole office together, right? That's amazing. That's amazing and beautiful and sacred all on its own. That's building a beautiful hive in this beautiful way, and is sacred and should be honored. But it doesn't mean that this person over here, who is a practicing, I don't know, professional meditator, that if they are like, that's not for me, I'm meant to work alone, it doesn't mean that they can't connect with those people, or that their path is, that they are doing anything wrong at all by being alone. You can still help, like those people and you can still help build each other up. You can still honor each other's path. You don't have to look at either one of them as like weird or different, or you don't even have to like, just honor each other's paths and be like, that's amazing. How can I support you in that? Because each one of our paths is different. There are some that's going to be wanting to build the hive and work daily in the hive. And there's some that are over here that they're good with their little tiny little baby hive, and they want to be a solo hive, and that's perfect and good on its own. It's fine. It's fine. Stop questioning it. Stop questioning what you're doing. Stop questioning whether you should be over here or there, when you know where you need to be. When you know where you need to be. You know where you need to be. And maybe you're in one hive and you feel like you're being pulled to this other hive, or you're being pulled to go solo. But you're questioning, oh, what will these people think if I do this solo? Or what will these people think if will I be betraying them, or whatever it is, all the thoughts and feelings behind the guilt and everything, to move to a different hive because you feel like kind of is in a leveling up kind of way, but not in a like a egotistical way. It just feels like you're just ready to move on. You know in your heart what you need to do. And you know you're not doing it out of any whatever. There's no badness in that. You just need to remember your faith in yourself is sacred and should be honored. So you need to honor that by doing what your heart is telling you to do. Make the leap, make the jump, make the move. Whatever it is that's calling you to do, do it. Just do it. Just do it. You can move hives to different hives. You could go solo for a while. It doesn't mean you're going to be solo forever. You could go back to the hive later if you need to. Our path is continuously changing, and we should honor all parts of that cycle and stop overthinking every little thing and being like, but does this make me a bad person? No, it doesn't make you a bad person. No, it doesn't make you wrong or different in a wrong way. Holding yourself sacred, holding your decisions sacred, holding your path sacred, holding the faith in yourself sacred, holding everybody else's path sacred. It's fine that they're doing different. They don't have to do the same thing as you do in the same way that you do. They're on their own. Theirs is good too. Oyana kayana siano tuyano oyana kiano tuyano oyana. There was a phrase that came to my head this morning after meditation, and they were saying every door, it takes what did they say? It takes more than a hammer to fix a door. So you can, and sometimes you have like the hammer that comes by itself, and then sometimes you need like the whole socket set or whatever, which comes with a bunch of different little things, right? All of it's needed, all of it's good. You don't, the hammer doesn't judge the screwdriver or whatever. They're all just different. They're all good. They all need to come together to fix the door, to build the door, right? You need all the different tools for it all. So we're not in competition. The hammer isn't in competition with the screwdriver. The screwdriver, the Phillips head isn't in competition with the flathead. They're just there to do their job. They don't go, oh, but I like that star head better than mine. Why does he get the star head and not the flathead? No, they're just there doing their job, trusting that they were built the way they were built for a reason, and they're there to do the job. And that's to be able to do that, to keep your eyes on your own path, knowing that this is your purpose, having faith in that, treating it as sacred is such a gift. If we could get to that point, that is everything. That is everything. All right. Much love. See you tomorrow.